Hey guys, this is Sean. I know in a previous intro I talked about like working out, getting my legs bigger, getting my thighs bigger, getting my arms bigger, just get everything like I'm just jumped and packed and jacked and whacked. And I was just like, so then after that I thought maybe I'd work on my feet because my feet need to be just as like great as the rest of my body. And then after that I thought I'd look around my toes, like around my toes and my fingertips. And I just thought, wow, I'm just kidding. I haven't worked out in years. Welcome to SmartLess.
SmartLess.
Hey, you know, I just want to say something. Jay, I don't know if you know this, but today
That you use a heavy bronzer?
Today is...
I know. Look at how tan he is.
I know.
Listener, Will's back from the...
Caribbean.
The French,
Caribbean.
Polynesian... Not Polynesian.
South Pacific.
No, not South Pacific. The French Antilles.
Do you put sunblock on or no?
Yes, of course.
No, he doesn't.
Of course
he puts
I do.
on olive oil is what he does.
No, I don't. By the way, I met a lot of really nice SmartLess listeners.
Really?
Oh, in the Caribbean.
Yeah, in the Caribbean. And my buddy Todd, who I met.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
We don't need names, man.
Who's Todd from the Caribbean?
He's just a guy who...
Did you compliment him on his first name?
He and his wife... he said he drew a comparison. He said that Todd happens to be the name of your character from Teen Wolf.
Oh.
That is true.
So,
Boy, thank him for watching.
so
Limited channels down there on the island.
well,
huh?
he kept the lights on for you, buddy. So
Wow.
let's just maybe we'll
playing all the latest.
Anyway, Jason, today is a very special day.
It's Sean's birthday.
It's Sean's birthday.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Well, you didn't say anything, but thank you.
I wasn't going to mention it at all.
Happy birthday, Sean.
That's very sweet.
Because listen,
Thank
when
you.
people get over their 60s, they don't want to celebrate at
Yeah,
all,
it's
Will.
true. It's true.
Wait, by the way, you guys, I shit you not. Can you read that?
Dear Sean, happy birthday from all of us at Garfield Pharmacy. We are wishing you all the best for the coming year.
From a pharmacy.
You know, this
Jesus Christ. Honestly.
this qualifies as a bit of a flare, you know.
Crazy a pharmacy texted me.
Sean, Garfield Pharmacy, did they help you put together that bath you were talking about where you can open the side of it and you can get into it?
The one with the door.
I thought you were going to say a sitz
Is
bath.
that your crew?
Now, Sean, let's do
I know.
the fastest happy birthday to you song ever.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shawnee.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
And many more.
That's
Sean,
very
you
sweet.
are
Very,
you're
very
an
kind.
absolute, I will say this, you're an incredible friend. Jason, you know this. There have been so many times, I'm not surprised, but there have been so many awesome times I can think of within the last month where things were going on and you just reach out in a way that a lot of other people feel like, well, I'll just let him kind of marinate. And you just reach out and call and go, hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
And Sean, I love you for it.
Because I love you guys.
He did that with
I
you?
love you too. Yeah.
I did that with you too, Jay.
That's so nice.
So,
I do that. I do that because I love you guys more than anything.
Listener, if you ever get the chance to be friends with Sean Hayes,
Yeah, it's the best.
I highly recommend it.
it's
Take
the
a
best.
trial. Do a trial first. And
By the
then-
way, but now we mentioned we love Sean. We love you so much. But there are people who don't. Obviously,
yeah.
one of the people is Skevo. Obviously, because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Your haircut.
Or did you get in a fight with his scissors or him?
I know. Look at it.
No,
It's
that's
like-
great. That's what's coming for me on Wednesday.
Really?
Are you finally getting a cut?
Yeah, for folks who can't see, I've got a whole head of hair that's 30 pounds of hair.
Are you? When are you done?
Oh, I just finished. I was doing a job where I had to play a fella that was living in 1984. It's a 1984 thing, and so all this feathering was really appropriate. Now it's not, and so it's coming down on Wednesday.
But what was the excuse before you got the part?
Exactly.
Yeah, because it was long for a minute.
Yeah, but then I was about to cut it and then didn't because I got this.
I actually
job.
think it looks cool along.
Thank you.
Wait, really fast, super fast, quick birthday story from when I was like, I don't know, 22. My mom thought it'd be so great to put, instead of candles on a cake, she put sparklers, like 20 of
I
them,
kind of like that.
not realizing that sparklers, are fireworks, basically.
and they don't blow out.
And so she lit all of them, and the whole fucking thing like lit up, caught fire. And then she's cutting, and then after she put it all out, she's like, happy birthday. And there's fucking fireworks all over.
Listen, you mess around with fireworks, you lose an eye.
Huh. Well, that's nice, man. I mean,
And then she cut the cake and it tasted like sulfur.
Nothing on the eye joke at all?
I thought it was funny.
Maybe Tracy's laughing.
Put an eye out. Yeah.
You know who likes to laugh?
Oh, what a great segue. What a great.
Hey, by the way, does anybody work a segue better than me? Double entendre.
Double entendre.
Double entendre.
Okay. Let me tell you something.
All
Let me
right.
tell you something. This guy.
Oh,
This guy.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
Can I tell you something about this guy?
Yeah.
Here's something you didn't know about this guy because you both know this
Two
guy.
or three things I don't know.
Here's something. His parents,
Yeah.
okay, his parents
A couple of nice
Or-
folks.
are both satellite engineers.
Satellite engineer.
Yeah,
Try
work-
engineers one more time. Still wrong.
Worked on engineers.
There it is.
Worked on Minuteman nuclear missile guidance system.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Apollo lunar module guidance system.
Fucking what?
The science, the ground station for the Hubble Space Telescope, things like of this nature. And then this person is a
But he
performer.
plays soccer.
Let's book the parents. How about
Okay,
that?
okay, hang on a second. And then this person, you would know them.
No way he's going to be as interesting.
Let me think about how you're going to know this person. You might know this person from some of these, some of the.
Wow.
Take your
Someone was
time.
real
Take
prepared.
your
I'm just
time.
trying. I'm just trying to think of some of the things you would know them from. Picket Fences, maybe. Golden Palace. These are appearances. Northern Exposure. X Files.
Oh.
No, maybe not. Maybe from the Jackal. No, Enemy of the
He's
State.
saving the
Yeah,
real
saving the
one for later. Here it comes.
Waterworld, Demolition Man. No, you'd probably know this person
Here
more
it
from
comes.
Shallow Hal, Nacho
Holy
Libre, Tenacious
shit.
D, The
Oh.
Picket
It's Jack
Destiny,
Black. It's Jack Black.
and School of
Black.
Rock.
It's
It's
Black.
Mr. Jack Black.
Tremendous intro.
Look at that face.
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
I've just been back here behind my little toilet paper hiding spot.
Are you in the toilet right now?
Well, your producer said I have to hide myself with
Oh.
something, and I didn't have a handkerchief or anything, so I just.
You usually have a hanky. You're old school
Yeah.
like that. You've got like an old school hanky on you all the time, right, JB?
And he offers it to people who are crying, even though it's snot stained.
Quick plug, my buddy Colin Hanks has a handkerchief company called Hanks Kerchief.
Not true.
Is that
right?
true?
100% true. Check it.
Oh.
That's so weird.
Hankskerchiefs.
As I have a mold removal company called Jason Bateman that I want to send you. Say, everybody.
Listen, Jack, by the way, at any point, I love it so much. At any point, if you want to just do a little side, like a little quick plug ski for friends, I'm down with it.
I hated having that right out of the gate, but I couldn't not talk about you talked handkerchiefs and that's the first place I go.
Now, first of all, we got two JBs here for the first
So-
time. I mean, this
Oh
is
my God.
right.
Let's go with Jack. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
we're gonna
not
go
a
with
better
Jack, but-
name than Jack.
You beat JB today.
Oh, you want to hold on to JB, huh?
Were you ever,
That's good.
Jack, were you ever a John?
What the?
No. In fact, my real name is Thomas.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Thomas
Can we
Black.
back up a second?
Is it really?
Sean,
Yeah.
where are you coming from?
Thomas Jacob, right, Jack?
That's right. Thomas Jacob Black. So if I wanted to go short for Jacob, it would have been Jake Black.
You know what would have been good for you?
What?
TJ.
TJ Black.
TJ.
Not bad.
Different career.
So I can understand if his name was Henry, you'd ask him if he was ever Hank. But are Jacks ever John?
Yes.
Yeah.
of course, that's where Jack comes from.
Lots of
Right.
Johns and Jonathans are.
John F. Kennedy. Like
Thank
call
you.
him
Yep.
Jack, right?
Don't scream at me. Now, Jack, I got the JB and I never asked for it. Did you ever ask for JB?
I don't know. You're not. It's not cool to ask for your
No.
nickname. That's
No.
not the way it's supposed to go.
Exactly. But I'm
Yeah.
afraid people think that I have asked for it when somebody calls me that, because it sounds like JB, like I'm some sort of a power figure or authority. That's like a boss.
I call you
boss
JB.
name.
But you can't ask your nickname. Let's ask Pants Sweater. Sean, sorry.
Yeah.
What do you...
P-Dub.
I didn't have to ask for that.
No.
Jack, I can't believe it's
Jack.
taken us this long to have you here.
I
'cause
know.
Couldn't make
Oh.
his deal. We can't make his deal.
I feel
it
like
took some
It's
work.
so wonderful
It's
to
such
see
a
you.
layup that you would be. I adore you and just think you're the freaking greatest. And I just
Aw,
can't believe
man.
it's taken forever, man.
I'll second
It's
that.
true.
Well, the feeling is mutual. I'm a huge fan of all three of you, individually and collectively.
Do you remember when we all used to play poker at Kyle's house together?
Yes.
I know.
Yes, we all partied over at Kyle Gass's house to play poker. Kyle Gass is my partner in Tenacious D.
That's right.
But now, are you still playing cards and music with Kyle Gass with the Cage-erific?
I am playing music with Kyle Gass. We're still touring, and we got a very big project coming up that I can't really tell you anything about. But we got a concept album coming down the pike.
Have one more sip of that morning coffee there, and then you'll feel like telling
I haven't
us.
had any. Does it seem like I'm amped and jazzed?
No. I was trying to make a booze joke, and you say, have one more sip of that drink, and then you'll tell me. All right. Well, maybe later. Maybe we'll earn it at the end of the session here.
So maybe we'll earn it. Maybe we'll gain your confidence. But I will say this. So Jack, just so we can get back to Cage for a second, for one sec, Kyle Gass and his poker game.
First of all, what are the odds that he's in a sleveless sweat's right now?
Very high.
Okay, that's
and
his
some
whole
loose
thing.
football practice shorts.
Can I tell you something?
And slides.
He's always about the comfort.
So Jack's partner, Kyle Gass, who he just alluded to, in his partner in Tenacious D, and they've made a number of records and movies and the TV show for a few years, all of it. One time, so we all played in this poker game. I forget who was our first entree into the game, but it was a Tuesday night game. You used to play into it, and then we came into it a little bit later, and then Richter was in it, and Sean was in it. I remember Sean came in the first night, won a bunch, and there was like, I got to go home, guys. And everybody's like, you're not going fucking anywhere.
The Walsh brothers were not having that.
No, and we had Matt Walsh, and, we
Patty
had
Walsh.
Patty Walsh, and we had everybody, right? So then we played in that for a couple of years, and there was a lot of dough was exchanged back and forth. And some fireworks here and there. And Cage used to have the clown car, and then he had the celebrity clown car. Literal. Remember you had that car and you put people in it? But Jack, what I was getting to was I remember you were hosting SNL once, and Cage was coming. And so he said, and I was going back to New York because Amy was still on the show at the time, and he's like, what flight are you? I go, I'm going to take the red eye on Friday night. He goes, I'll come on the same flight. I'll meet you at LAX. I go, great. So we texting with him or whatever, and I go, I'll meet you at the gate. And Cage shows up at the gate, and he's in his sleeveless sweatshirt and shorts and flips.
And slides.
And he's got every single glossy celeb rag in a pile. And I go,
the Inquirer.
Cage, what are you doing? Get away from me, man. What are you?
Yeah. He
likes reading those,
loves
huh?
to read up on the celebs, on the latest the hot goss.
Now, are you guys still playing cards at all, Jack?
No, I haven't been playing with Cage. We haven't been playing cards. I miss it. And once in a while, whenever there's like a charity poker game, I like to jump in there because I do love it.
Yeah.
But I do find that when I lose, inevitably, it does hurt. Yeah. There's an excruciating pain and regret that lasts for days. Where it's like, God dang it, if I would have just, you know what I did? I didn't have the balls to call. Why didn't I just call? I had queens. And it'll stick with me, and I'll feel like an idiot. And then when I get up from the table, like, all right, guys, hope everyone had a good time. And as I'm leaving, I can see in their eyes, they just have this poison of like, yes, we beat you. We made you a fool.
Yeah.
and I hate everyone. And
the chips are usually sitting in front of Kyle.
And yet I do always still feel that pull to get back in the game.
Because it's kind of it's fun.
It's a good place to watch a Laker game, kind of out the side of one eye. And
at Kyle's house, yeah.
Yeah.
We should do it again.
We should do it again. So Jack, this is what I don't know. So you started, it says here, if you look on your bio, anybody can look this up, anybody who's got access to the internet. Your first thing you did a commercial for a vid game way back in the day.
Really?
Yeah. What was the inclination? What was the thing? You grew up in you were born in Santa Monica, but you grew up a little south of Santa Monica. Like
Hermosa Beach.
Hermosa Beach.
Yep.
Wow.
Shout out.
What was the moment? Like, what was the thing that you were like, I'm going to go out for this video game commercial? Like, how did your path? Well, I'm sure it was just whatever gig was available.
You know how it started?
Yeah.
It started at a Passover Seder. We went over to a friend's house, a family friend, and she was a Holocaust survivor and a really cool lady, mama of the house. And we had our Passover Seder, good Jewish din, religious, kind of. And then after that, she was like, now it's time for everybody to come to the living room. We're going to play the freeze game. I was like, the freeze game? And I was like 8 years old. I was like, whoa. And it was an improvisational game created by the great Viola Spolin.
Sure.
Jason, I heard you earlier saying yes, and so you're familiar with the dark arts of improvisation. And it's basically just like two people get up on the stage or the living room floor, whatever, what have you, and they'll just start doing a scene. They'll make it up like, okay, we're two butter churners, and they'll be churning butter and go, oh, the churning is so hard and so sweaty. Oh, the sweat is going into the butter. And then anyone in the audience can go, freeze. And then they have to stay frozen like they're churning butter. And then you go up and you tap one of them on the shoulder and they leave. And then you take their body position. Yeah. And then you can change it to like, oh, I'm going to myrtleize the guy. And now you're a boxer who's like punching it. And I played that and I caught the fever so hard because my 8-year-old like performance instincts kicked in. And I was already kind of a ham class clown.
That's what I was going to say. Were you already kind of in that space, like with your friends and at school and shit?
Yeah, I mean, I was starved for laughs. I loved getting yucks, and it was the sweet manna from heaven. And so then. My parents divorced. I'm not good at telling stories.
No, this is riveting.
Longer than you want.
This sounds like if you can get into a cry right here.
By the way, this
great.
is short for Bateman. This is, if you were Bateman, this would be considered short. So go ahead.
I don't think I'm going to cry, but my parents divorced.
What was that like, Jack?
And then I was still kind of like doing stuff. Like I was really into Weird Al Yankovic in Hermosa Beach going to school. We would do different songs from the Dr. Demento show in front of the classroom, me and some of my friends. And then my mom started dating this dude, David Katz, my stepdad. And he was like a really creative guy. And he's like, Jack is very talented. He should be doing this. And I was like, I do want to do this. I want to be on TV. And there was a kid in my class in Hermosa Beach. I was so jealous of him. He was in a movie called Real Life by the incredible genius known as Albert Brooks. Albert Brooks.
Yes.
Not Albert Einstein, his real name. Changed it to Brooks.
Was Charles Grodin in that?
Yes.
Yes.
He played the dad of the family, and the whole family is like, oh, did he play the dad? No, I don't remember who played who.
Isn't this Stiller's favorite movie?
I think it might be, because it is a great movie. And anyway.
So this little punk was in it.
This punk was in it. He played the son. He didn't have a big part, but I just was like, oh, I want what he has. How did he get that? How do you do it? And my stepfather, it's easy. You go on the auditions. You go and you do.
Take some pictures of yourself.
And I was like, will you take me? And he was like, yes.
No way.
And my stepfather drove me around town, and I auditioned for all of the commercials and all the things for like a year. I got an agent, the Jack Rose Agency.
I was at Jack Rose.
You were at Jack Rose.
I was at Jack Rose. It was also Jack Rose, Dorothy
we
Day
probably
Otis.
bumped into each other like 100 times at auditions.
Was Dorothy Day Otis also on the door?
I don't remember.
Did you book right away, Jack? Did you
No.
No?
I went on a few. I booked pretty quick, though. It wasn't the first one, but one of the early ones. I was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
It was the video game commercial you're talking about. It was for Activision, for Atari. It was called Pitfall.
Yeah. I love that.
And I remember the audition. I went in there and I auditioned my ass off. And they were like, can you do it like you're really cocky, like you're real cocksure yourself?
Not a problem.
It was perfect because that was my go-to acting character thing, is being super confident, overconfident.
Yeah.
And I just crushed it. And I left the audition high.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing. Those auditions, those were like drugs to me because it felt so good to like nail it. It didn't even matter if I got the part or not.
Yeah.
If I got them laughing, I was like, I love life.
You still get that charge, right? When you get a laugh, or you're in front of an audience or a camera or something, right?
I still get a charge if I feel like a job well done.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about if you make your kids laugh? Is it an audience of one plenty big?
Dude, if I can make my kids laugh, that's actually the top of the heap, and it's tough. They are a tough audience because I'm so embarrassing to them.
That's not true.
How old are they now?
They're now 13 and 15.
Oh, that's a
Actually,
tough
sorry,
audience.
my boy just had a birthday, 14 and 15.
I got a 15-year-old, and you got to have, your shit's got to be tight, worked on, and bulletproof. But if you're going to get even a grin out of her.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be workshopping material in front of her.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sean.
I was just saying, Jason's kid Maple. I just have to show up and go, hey, and she laughs.
Yeah, she's a little bit easier, but
She likes to laugh.
She'll get tough. But the 15-year-old audience,
But also, Sean's the funniest of all of us here.
so
Can we
let's-
just admit it?
Yeah, no.
that's-
So Sean's got
he's
it.
also the best host. He's got the nominations to
He's
prove
got.
it.
Oh yeah, he got nominated for best host.
Wait, Jack,
but-
I want to know.
Don't try to
Nobody
talk
cares.
over it, Sean. This is something you should really revel in.
Here's how desperate for laughs. And Mitch Hurwitz and I, who the great Mitch Hurwitz created Arrested Development, he and I would be writing stuff, and we'd be at his house, and then he'd be like, "We need to go to Starbucks," because we'd be in his office writing all day, and we just needed to go and do, because we didn't have an audience anymore. We were sick of each other, and we thought like the barista or whoever's in line next to us could probably use some exposure to what we got going on, right? So,
And we will be right back.
Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. You know, for me, like the way I take care of my mind personally is like if my schedule gets too much or I agreed to do too many things in life or in work, I try to pull back. I try to recognize that and give myself a break and have a little bit more me time. And that's how I take care of my mind. Like, how well would you take care of your apartment or your condo or your house if you had to keep the same one your entire life? That's how our brains work, right? So why don't we treat them that way? Like for me, if there's anything out of whack in my little house, like my roof just fell off, so I got a new roof. You know what I mean? You got to keep it up so it stays great. That's exactly how our brains work. How we care for our minds affects how we experience life. So it's important to invest time and care into keeping them healthy. There are plenty of ways to support a healthy brain, like learning a new language or taking power naps. I love that. There's also BetterHelp online therapy. So, you know, a lot of the times we find ourselves kind of expressing ourselves and kind of unloading to our friends and families and partners. And sometimes they want to hear it, and a lot of times they don't. And those times, that's when it's great to get a therapist. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat-only therapy sessions. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/smartless. That's betterhelp.com/smartless.
SmartLess is supported by Fiori Clothing. Fiori is a fresh perspective on performance apparel, everybody. Everything is designed to work out in, but doesn't look or feel like it. Get it? These pieces are designed to perform while still looking great. They'll take you from the gym to the coffee shop or whatever other errands you have for that day. Like for me, for instance, I really don't leave the house other than to go to a Dodger game. So, you know, if I'm exercising, but then maybe I haven't really worked up a sweat because I'm kind of lazy, and so then I can take these same clothes out that are unsweaty to the Dodger game. And now I'm comfortable and I'm stretchy in this fabric. You get it. They're great in the gym and at the game. Another thing we love, Fiori is reducing and offsetting 100% of their plastic footprint from 2019 and beyond. And speaking of the Dodger game, I'm taking Sean to the Dodger game tonight.
Woo!
Sean, Angel, do you have your outfit all laid out? Are there any Fiori pieces there?
Of course, I got it on right now. What are you, dumb?
Hey, listener, Fiori is an investment in your happiness. For our listeners, these people, nice people, generous people, are offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at Fiori.com/smartless. That's VUORI.com/smartless. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, you'll also get free shipping on any U.S. order over $75 and free returns. Not that you're going to need to. Go to Fiori.com/smartless and discover the versatility of Fiori clothing. Grazie.
Prego. SmartLess is brought to you in part by Helix. We've been big fans of Helix mattresses for a long time. In fact, we're such big fans of theirs, we all got more mattresses early this year. Do you guys have does anybody have dogs? Like I have a dog. Well, it completely takes over the entire mattress. So I had to get a new mattress just for me and the guest bedroom. And thanks to Helix, I'm sleeping like a puppy. So what is it that makes Helix sleep so effective? It's their quiz, right? You wouldn't have guessed that. It takes just 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. They have soft, medium, firm. Mattress is great for cooling you down if you sleep hot. Mattress is great for spinal alignment to prevent morning aches and pains. And even a Helix Plus mattress for plus-size sleepers. Personally, I love taking the quiz because it's actually kind of fun because you know why? It's all about you. So you just go, and you're checking all these boxes and you go, this, and this is how I am, and then it's like magic. It all like matches up to whatever you need for your body. So if you're looking for a mattress, just go to helixsleep.com/smartless, take the quiz, order the mattress that you're matched to, and the mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free. It drives itself. You don't ever need to go to a mattress store again. They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/smartless. That's helixsleep.com/smartless.
And now, back to the show.
Jack, I want to ask you about those amazing Instagram things you do because I laugh so fucking hard at those, and they seem like they take weeks to film.
Yeah, the fucking
like
production value,
the
Jack.
energy and the effort that goes
I
into
want
them.
to see these.
Thank you.
They're so funny.
Thank you for noticing.
Yeah, I mean, you're in your superhero Speedos.
Yeah.
And you're running around like doing superhero things. Like, what goes into those, and why do you do them? And is it fun to do it?
Well, I was just sort of coming up with things to do during pandemic times. I was going stir crazy like everybody, and I had that, that hunger that we talked about earlier, where I needed attention, and then I was also like 2 birds with 1 stone. The world needs a laugh. Yeah. Let's see if we can cook something up. So I called up my social media guru, Taylor Stevens, shout out, and said, let's, you know what? I'm feeling like I need to do something with this WAP dance. The kids are going crazy. It's the latest thing that everyone's trying to do their version of the WAP dance. And
can you tell Granddad Bateman what that is?
The WAP dance, it's
We'll bleep it.
It's wet ass pussy.
Okay.
And she said it in the song. And it was a huge hit. It was a colossal hit. So I got in my Speedo and I just had my friend spray me with a garden hose, and I did my dance, and
So
and it
funny.
got a gajillion likes and views. And then I was off to the races, and I was like, okay, next I'm gonna suit up as a Spider-Man, because Spider-Man was about to come out. One of those Spider-Mans was coming out or something. There was some reason, and I suited up, and I did some more dancing. And then I just couldn't stop. It was like a runaway freight train.
It was so good. Nobody wanted you to stop. It was hysterical.
No one is a better performer than you, Jack.
No.
I mean, what about you closing out the end of High Fidelity? What was that song you sang on the stage?
That was I've been really trying.
Oh
baby.
God,
Let's get it on.
I just don't think there's a better performance of any song by any performer in any medium than that.
Well, that was my big break. That movie.
Was it?
That was, well, you had done, so I was going to get into that. So that was the thing that you had done a bunch of stuff. First of all, I want to kind of get into this a little bit. So backing up, you had started, did you and Cage meet doing the Actors Gang? Is that how you guys?
Yep.
What was the genesis of the Actors Gang? Walk us through that a little bit.
Well, the Actors Gang is like a punk rock theater group from Los Angeles in the 80s. They started Tim Robbins, John Cusack, that whole crew. And if you were a young actor in the 80s in LA, that was the sweet spot. You wanted to be in the Actors Gang. Well, that was my feeling anyway. I don't know, Jason, were you even aware of them or care about that world?
I stayed away from gangs a lot, but
it wasn't a real gang. I mean, there was no violence. It was
they sound pretty hard.
Actors Gang sounds like the softest gang.
No, I was busy.
We'll improv you to death.
I was reading for Golden Grams commercials and Honey Nut Cheerios and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, I was doing that too.
I would have loved to have gotten some gang tats on me from the actors there.
They were doing a lot of like political theater, and they had a cool style that they used.
Stanislavski.
No, it was Commedia dell'arte, more like.
Sure.
No.
You know, they get all made up in the white face and a lot of presentational looking out into the audience. And anyways, I went to see them when I was like 16 years old. I was in high school, and I went to see their production of Freaks. And
Who is in that?
Kyle Gass was one of the actors. Ned Bellamy, Lee Ehrenberg, all of the great actors, gangers. And I was just sort of like a psycho fan of the gang. I wanted in. It was like they were the Chili Peppers. I just wanted to be in their world. I wanted to be in a production. So I would go to see the shows, and then I would hang out. And I had a connection. A friend of mine, Bob White, who was a teacher at my school, Crossroads High School.
The professor.
He was a technical theater and also a writer for a lot of the shows at Actors
Wait, Jack, it should be noted the Professor Bob White, also part of the our poker game. We all know Bob.
Yes, the professor.
A very big chip collector himself.
Very big.
So he got me a part in a show called The Big Show. And then I got another part in Carnage when we went to Edinburgh Theater Festival.
Whoa.
And things were cooking with gas. And then we took it to New York to the Joe Papp's Public Theater.
Come on. They're in
and
the park?
we got just murdered. The reviews were so... It didn't even matter, the reviews. It was one review. It was like, this guy, this Hollywood schmoo, Tim Robbins, comes to New York with his Hollywood crap and tries to tell me that this is real theater. That's not word for word at all. It was an expertly written, just hatchet job. And it was such a bad review that I just laughed. I just thought, this is actually hilarious because if you're going to get a bad review, you want it to be the worst review of all time.
Yeah, you want it well written.
Yeah.
Hey, Will, at the beginning when you introed Jack, was that really true about his parents, or you made that all up?
I think that's true, right, Jack?
My parents are much more interesting than me. It is
No,
true.
but I mean, like all that. What were they?
My parents were aerospace engineers.
That's crazy. Both of them?
Yeah. And my mom was a real trailblazer, one of the first women to be successful in that field and climb the ladder and kick a lot of ass. I don't really understand what they did because I did not inherit their mathematical genius.
That's amazing, though. That's wild.
But yeah, my mom worked on Apollo missions, specifically
crazy.
Apollo 13. She was responsible for the abort guidance system that actually saved some astronauts' lives.
Well, that's insane.
Yeah,
that's
they were going to
crazy.
die, except they were like, what's this button? Judith Cohen abort guidance system button. I don't know what happened. Something happened, and she was part of the reason why they survived. And they came and visited her at the office after the whole mission a few months later to say, just wanted to thank you, Mrs. Cohen, for saving our lives.
That's crazy.
Did you have any desire at all to get into some sort of a science world there? No.
I love science fiction.
I do too. I love it. I live for it.
2001 Space Odyssey.
Love
Great
it.
book. Arthur C. Clarke. I do have a fascination for astronomy and for, that world, but I understand that I don't have what it takes to actually succeed in that field.
Don't you say that about
Well, no,
yourself.
for instance, I've tried to read that book, A Brief History of Time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not so brief.
Couldn't make it past the first 10
Yeah,
pages.
It should be more brief.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And then I thought, wait, you know what? They made a movie out of that book, A Brief History of Time. I'll just watch that.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand the movie.
Yeah. Wait, what, Jack? Did you see Ex Machina?
Ex Machina, great movie.
Isn't that the best? One of the best movies ever.
Yes.
Jack, have you ever done a science fiction?
It's like Stanley Kubrick came back out of the grave and directed that kind of.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a great
Yeah, it
movie.
had a lot of Kubricky sauce
I would
on
say
it.
Jumanji. Jumanji is sound science fiction. That is science fiction. The TV. Listen.
You get
You know,
elephants
things
chasing you.
happen. How else would you explain it, Will?
I don't know, but like a pure science fiction, Jack. Have you ever done like something like I don't know, there's maybe more to it. Would you want to do like an aliens-y type thing or something like that? Would that get you going?
Dude, I love Aliens. Aliens is a good example of something I feel like I could jump in because it was great science fiction. But then Bill Paxton
Yeah.
came in and just crushed that comedic role.
Yeah.
we're toast, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, that's right.
Another great science fiction comedy he was in.
Weird Science.
Weird
Weird
Science. Dun, 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 ba-bum-bum-ba-dum.
And then he got turned
Science.
into he got turned into Jabba the Hutt.
Big piece
That's
of
where Jabba the
shit.
Hutt started. You know, that's a prequel. Jabba the Hutt. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, that's where Jabba the
Weird
Hutt
Science,
starts.
that's where it was.
He gets turned into Jabba, and then thousands of years later, Jabba is up on that planet.
That's Star Wars
Yeah.
canon, huh?
Yeah.
But that is the thing. You want to find that thing where it's science fiction, but it's funny. And sometimes it works. It's kind of rare, though. But one that comes to mind, what was that rad one where they were all actors, but then they...
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Speaking of actors getting into trouble, Tropic Thunder is and will always be one of my favorite movies of all time.
It is
not
one of the
something
greats.
one could do today, I would imagine.
I'm going to say thank you,
Yeah, you should.
even though I can't really take credit for it. But I was in it,
Yeah.
and I did love being in it.
You were a lot in it, and a big, big, big part of how great that movie was.
But Jack, everybody knows you have this incredible voice. You really do have an unbelievable singing voice. What about a musical movie? Has anybody approached you about doing a movie musical? Like you would have been great in Into the Woods as
I've got it. Redo Flash Gordon,
Yeah.
right? Remember Flash Gordon with the Queen soundtrack of rock opera?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Oh, man. Yeah, I love that. I love Queen. I love Flash Gordon.
Fold it all together.
Love to
all of
see you.
it.
It's got the spandex outfits you like to wear on the gram, or the
Yeah.
Insta. What's it called?
I would like to be that character that was like, Yay! He was like,
oh yeah, the
shirt
dude,
was like
the
Viking
crazy dude
guy.
looked like he was from Road Warrior.
I saw
Yeah.
that in the theater. Did you guys see that in the
I
theater?
did. Yeah, we're that old.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? The blonde guy that was Flash Gordon.
Oh yeah, what was that
that
guy?
guy.
I think.
Wait, Jack, tell me about. I remember reading about you completely tearing your ankle apart on the last Conan show. You were supposed to do the last Conan.
Yes.
What was the
Yeah,
bit
what
that made
happened?
it happen? And like, what was the story? All I know is that you hurt your ankle.
Okay, so that was a weird one because I was called up to do the final episode of the Conan farewell show, which is an
Yeah.
honor. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love us some Conan.
you can't say no to something like that because you got to love Conan and
You
all
love
the
him.
years he's been awesome. I was like, yes.
yeah.
But then I immediately started getting nervous. What am I going to do? It's got to be something special. It's got to be super funny. And they came up with a really funny idea, I thought, where I come out, I'm singing a song to Conan, I'm getting really into it, I'm getting physical, I'm taking off my clothes, and then I injure myself. I like, my Achilles. And I go down, and then paramedics come, and they take me out. I'm sorry, oh, God.
This is all the bit.
And they take me out to the ambulance, and then I say, no, stop the ambulance. And I burst out of the back doors, and I come running back. I can't let you down, Conan. And I come back in, I burst in, and the crowd roars, and I finish the song. And it was going to be great. But then when we were doing a pre-tape, because you can't do all of that live. You have to have
You have to cut too.
the carrying me out to the ambulance and the running back into the theater done the day before.
right.
Sure.
The rest of it would be live, though.
That's right. So on the running out of the ambulance back into Largo Theater, I was running with some like funny shoes and
You blew a tire.
in my Speedo, so it was already really humiliating.
No.
I stepped on like an uneven piece of sidewalk, and they even had a tape there to let idiots know, be careful because it's uneven here. And I rolled the ankle, and I heard a pop, and I was like, rah! And I went down for real, and it was so surreal because it was so much like what the bit we were going to
Yeah,
do.
it's very meta.
I injured myself doing the bit.
And they thought you were still doing the bit?
They knew that's not where he's supposed to. Conan
Yeah.
came running out, and everyone was like, "Oh God!"
And he tripped, and then the crew tripped. And then,
Yeah, and then the people, Conan was like, "There's the ambulance. Come on, guys, come help." And they're like, "We're not paramedics. We're actors. We were hired." And
We move on
oh,
background. Are we? Is this a cut? Are we
Are
cutting?
we in Grace right now? We just we're in lunch.
There was a lot of confusion. Someone made a quick run to get me some ice. Got the MRI, and it was definitely wrecked. And they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to take a few months off." And I was like,
how
"What?"
long did it take to heal?
I mean, to be honest with you, it's still not 100%.
Right.
I don't know if it'll ever be like
Obviously, still in litigation, Sean.
no.
Yeah, what is the
litigation.
number you're seeking from
exactly.
Conan
No,
Production?
It still hurts. I get it.
It's part of one of the risks of the game. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to go suing. I don't
I'd
think it's
bury him
anyone's
in
fault.
lawyers. I would bury Conan in lawyers.
Was the appearance still kind of somewhat salvaged?
Yes. So I say to the doctor later that day, but can I go and just sing? He's like, yeah, you can't dance. You can't, do any of the physical stuff you're going to do. But you can sing. Just wear the boot. So I wore the boot and I showed up and it was very heroic. Actually ended up being, I think, better than what it was going to be.
Did they show the part of you rolling the ankle as part of the bit?
Oh, they should
No.
have.
But we talked about it.
Now, talk to me about those kids. Now, those kids are at 14 and 15. Speaking from my own experience, as early as this morning, I was talking to my 15-year-old about next year, we got to start looking at colleges.
Yeah.
Are you prepared? Are you and the baby mama prepared for the empty nesting that's going to
No.
start? I'm not going to do well with that. I know it. Have you already started separating from your children just to preserve your own emotional well-being? I've already started atrophying all of my love and affection for my children because I'm trying to protect myself.
That's how you do it, right? You atrophy the love.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
That's
I
how he
start
does.
shutting
That's
it
how he
down.
thinks. He did that at birth, right? When you were in the labor.
I picked up the kid, I cut the cord, I
When
gave him a
Amanda
little
was in
kissy
labor,
kissy,
he
and
was
then,
like, "These kids are going to leave me. Like everything else in my life, it's going to leave
I got to
me."
start
Yeah.
pulling away now.
Yeah.
I think we are trying to do the opposite.
Yeah, that's
We're
smart.
just trying. We're jonesing for the time like 3 years ago when they loved us way more.
I know.
But once they hit those teen years, that separation, they're taking care of that.
Yeah.
They're taking care of the atrophy. They're like, ugh, you guys are so embarrassing. Just stay away from us. I don't want to talk to you.
Right. It's part of their growing up is to emancipate themselves from their parents.
Yeah,
You know?
they're doing well. I'm glad they like going to school because I was the worst, and I thought if they take after me, they're going to sleep through school.
Did you do any additional voluntary school, college?
I did some Hebrew school.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't really voluntary. My parents forced me to do it until I got my bar mitzvah at 13. I was like, I'm done. And they're like, no, but you can continue to study. No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no college for you.
I went to UCLA,
Wow.
and I was a theater major, and I was there for like a year and a half, but really just because my dad wanted me to get a degree.
Yeah.
Not because I wanted to. And I dropped out, and I ran away with the actors gang.
Dude, UCLA is not an invite they just throw out.
No,
you
it's tough.
probably had some good numbers getting in there.
It was very competitive, but yeah, I had some. I got some decent numbers, and it wasn't as competitive as it is now.
right.
In 89, you could 88,
Yeah.
89, you could get in there with, you didn't need straight A's.
Right.
And maybe I pulled a couple strings. Maybe I got a little help.
How excited was David Katz that he was proved right? This is the talent scout, David
Yeah.
Katz, a.k.a. your stepdad.
Yeah.
How stoked was he when it really started to pan out? Was he just like,
Look how good
And
young
also-
Jack is doing.
Yes.
but also what was your relationship like? What an awesome thing that he encouraged you. That
Yes.
he recognized that was something that was a positive.
Yes.
And he encouraged you, and then you really made it your life. And how did that affect your relationship with him? All that stuff.
Yeah, very proud, and definitely has been a great touchstone and person to talk to all throughout my career, just to share with him, like, well, now this is happening, and I got an audition for this, and I'll ask him his advice, and he gets a kick out of it. And he also writes, he wants to get that going too, and I feel like, God, he got me going. I got to get him going. I got
there we go.
to
Tell him to write a
back.
sci-fi thing.
You know what's funny you say that? Because my dad, in the last couple of years, during the pandemic, my dad wrote a book. And
A great
which is
book. What's the name of it, Willie?
it's called Bean Fate. And it just came out in
What's it
Canada.
called?
You got Bean, like a bean, like a jelly bean, Fate.
Yeah.
It's a play on a word of BFA and whatever, a bunch of things, but it's French. But it's not a French book. But he wrote it. It's based on a true story and about these sort of guys, in the liquor business during Prohibition and stuff. And it's a sort of like a based on true events.
My dad
mystery.
wrote a book over the pandemic. It was called "I'm Out of Here."
For real?
No,
Go ahead, Will. Will, sorry, go ahead. Will.
It's okay. We can cut that out. Thanks,
Sean,
Sean.
I'm going to talk to you. Just you have an extra time after the session.
Yeah, but
today?
I'm really proud of my dad. He wrote this book, and in the same way, I'm really psyched that he did that at this age. You know, he's getting on, and
That
he
is
actually-
amazing.
He actually did it, and he found a publisher, and he just got published, and
it's amazing.
it's pretty cool. And I think that I'm sure in the same way you feel that about David, like that wanting to encourage him to. I think it's pretty rad.
Yeah. Well, he's super creative and funny too. I think he's a real
Really?
character. You could tell by my impersonation of him earlier that he's got some magic sauce. And I actually tried to get him going. He had an idea because he loves to Uber, and all through pandemic times he was Ubering everywhere. And I got him an Uber account, so I'm like, go crazy, do it, XL Uber.
What a son.
And he does he says, he's always like, I had the most incredible conversation
Oh, boy.
with this painter. And I was like, this is great. And he's like, I have an idea for an Uber. I should do an Uber commercial. And I was like, I'm on it. And so we went and we directed, we got cameras. We got some Uber drivers that he became friends with, and we put like cameras in the Ubers and had him going
That's
all
really
around
funny.
town
No way.
in Ubers and like just talking with people and having conversations. And I swear it was the funniest little thing. It was called "Come Uber with Me," and you would get in the Uber with David Katz, and
Did Uber
and-
see this?
it was one of the funniest. Well, of course, that was the whole point. We were
Right,
going to
right.
make this, and we sent it to Uber,
Right.
and they were like, hard pass. We're not going to do this, and also you're not allowed to show this to anyone.
Oh wow!
No way.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of lame. But I felt like they were being so short-sighted because they needed at the time like a little humanistic,
right.
humanizing business. But for whatever reason, you know, David, when he talks with people, he doesn't really have a filter, and he'll say some inappropriate things. But that's where the funny comedy happens. He says
for sure.
stuff, you know, that maybe culturally he'll cross boundaries. You're not supposed to talk about things with people, but I think
What was
that
that
he's
show,
a
Taxi
superstar.
Cab Confessions?
Yes.
Wasn't that was on HBO, I think?
HBO,
way
yeah,
back
wasn't
when,
that
right?
great?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't they still do that?
You know, a friend of mine was on it, and he was wasted, and it was him and like two other gay guys in the back seat, and they were queening out. They're like, "Girl!" Like they were so over the top, making fun of every single person in the world, and then they were plowed so drunk, and they got out, and they go, "We're HBO's Taxi Cab Confessions. Would you sign this release form?" And my friend, even though he was plowed drunk, had the wherewithal to be like, "No, I'm not signing that. I'm not signing it."
Well, I was going to ask that question. Like, how did they tell you before you get in, or do they tell you after? They
after.
must
I think
tell you
it's
after.
after.
Yeah.
There must be so many great episodes where the drunk person didn't sign the thing. that
Right.
we'll never
Only
see.
incredible episodes would be those, right? Where you're just like, oh, no. No one's ever going to see that.
Dude, didn't Todd Phillips drive a cab on Taxi Cab Confessions?
That
Really?
sounds
Like that was one
familiar.
of his early gigs.
No.
Yeah. That sounds familiar. You know who else? Danny Sullivan used to be a New York taxi cab driver.
And these people are for
IndyCar
Tracy. They are Todd Phillips and Danny Sullivan are directors, right?
racer. Well, Danny Sullivan was an IndyCar driver, but Todd Phillips was a director. Yes, is a director. Good director. Great director.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Solo Stove, I want to thank you for supporting the show. And I want to tell you, Solo Stove, and all those nice folks that work there, about my first experience at a campfire. This is all very sort of PG. Don't worry about it. But I was struck by the smoke. The smoke ruined it for me. So I found myself start going around in circles around this fire, trying to dodge the smoke. Guess what, Solo Stove? You guys have solved it. You've brought campfire love back into my life. Some of life's best moments happen around a roaring fire, and a smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove makes your outdoor moments even more memorable. It makes your marshmallows taste better. Look, instead of having to constantly dodge campfire fumes, you can sit back, you can relax, you can actually enjoy the fire. Thank you again, Solo Stove. Not just for supporting the show, but getting rid of that nasty Mr. Smoke. Now, Solo Stove fire pits are brilliantly engineered to be easy to use. They're built to last. They're easy to light. Fewer bits of starter garbage. Your fire's blazing in minutes. The stainless steel construction is designed to regulate airflow and burn more efficiently. It seems so simple. Like, why hasn't somebody done this before? Guys, there's so little smoke, you're going to wonder how there's so much fire everywhere. They're so confident, in fact, that you're going to love this. They're going to offer a lifetime warranty and a 30-day free return policy. I mean, it just keeps the gifts they give. They give a lot. Right now, you can get a big discount on all fire pits during Solo Stove's summer sale and use promo code SmartLess at solostove.com for an extra $10 off. That's solostove.com. Promo code SmartLess for $10 off on top of their incredible summer sale discounts. I'm finished.
Yeah, you gotta take a breather. Thanks to ZipRecruiter for supporting the show. Hey, thanks, ZipRecruiter. Thank you. I'm excited to travel this summer. Have you ever thought about all the people that make a vacation truly great? I have. There's a lot of them, right? Like the hotel concierge who knows the best places to go. I personally like the tour guides because I don't even know where I am right now. But like tour guides, whenever I go, I'm like, how much are they? Is one available? I need to learn everything about where I'm at all the time. It's just me. You know, outstanding talent is crucial for a successful business. And if you're hiring, you can find talent for roles like these and more at ZipRecruiter when you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/SmartLess. ZipRecruiter uses its powerful technology to find and match the right candidates up with your job. You can easily review these recommended candidates and invite your top choices to apply. Additionally, ZipRecruiter has a complete suite of tools that make it easy to filter, review, and rate your candidates. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2 satisfaction ratings as of January 1st, 2022. So travel to this easy-to-remember web destination, ZipRecruiter.com/SmartLess. That's where you can try ZipRecruiter for free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/SmartLess. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Oh, listener, we get support from Medterra. Let me tell you a little something about this company. You listen up. Don't do the fast forward thing. Listen to this. Have you ever felt like pain relief and great sleep were just out of reach? I can see you nodding. Medterra CBD is home to an award-winning formula of pain relief roll-on and pain relief cream that quickly and conveniently eases tension and discomfort. Customers have reviewed that it helped them with ailments such as arthritis, joint pain, sore backs and necks, and even just everyday stiffness. And once you relax your body after a long day, I want you to get ready for the sweetest sleep you've ever had with Medterra's Sleep Tight Gummies. Medterra's pain relief creams supply targeted mess-free relief by leveraging CBD for impactful healing support. Menthol and arnica promotes reduction of swelling, and other organic botanicals like jojoba oil and aloe provide therapeutic effects. Now we're going to get back in the bedroom here. Sleep Tight Gummies help you relax before bed and promote a restful night's sleep that helps you wake up without the fog. You're ready to own the day. The gummies are made from an impactful blend of natural sleep aids and premium CBD. All right, now, listen. I got the pain relief cream, which is good for an old fart like me that I wake up with a new pain every single day. Are you with me, everybody? Yeah? Will got the rapid recovery cream. He needs a lot of recovery. This is helping a lot. He wasn't specific, but he seems happier. Sean got the CBD and melatonin sleep tight gummies, and Sean's just staying down. He's enjoying. He's sleeping. He's snoring. He's dreaming. SmartLess listeners should head to medterra.com/SmartLess to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first subscribe and save order with code SmartLess50 to have CBD relief delivered like clockwork. The best part is you can get all of the convenience and savings without the hassle since you can pause or cancel at any time. Again, listeners, that's medterra.com/SmartLess to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first subscribe and save order. Code SmartLess50 to get plant relief delivered right when you need it. Enjoy. All right, back to the show.
Jack, what's coming up for you that you're excited about? Like any projects that you're working on that are
Well,
can know
Jack's
about?
got this new. I want to say because he's not gonna do his own plug ski, so I'm gonna do it. Jack's got this Kung Fu Panda series that's coming.
No way.
Hang on.
No way.
you.
Where?
Really?
It's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Thank you for bringing that up. You're right. I'm not a real plugger. I
I know.
plug out other people's handkerchiefs, but it's back to the panda. And
Good for you,
it's funny
man.
because it came up in pandemic times. Panda.
Pandemic.
There must be a way to connect those. But
Yeah, voice work works great during the pandemic. That's how this thing got started.
oh, dude. Yeah, no kidding. Because I was going stir crazy, as it's been established, and Netflix was like, "Hey, we're taking over your old gig, the Kung Fu Panda, and we know that you never do the TV show. They got a sound alike to do that, but would you want to do it now that we're doing it?" And I was like, "Yes, I want it," just because I just wanted some I wanted some rad pandemic times gigs to keep my sanity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
And
Do you do it there in the room you're doing this?
exactly. This
Yeah.
is where I do everything, by the way. It's a real boring, nondescript background, but this is John Spiker's studio. He's also a Tenacious D bass player and does all of our production on our last few albums.
No way.
And so it sounds so good here. I was like, oh, I just want to do all my interviews here too.
It's the best, right?
Are you one of those actors? Like, do you panic if you're not working and then you
Yes.
start maybe writing something and looking for something, or are you like
Short
good? You know what?
answer, he
I'll
already-
wait for it to come.
He already answered you, dude.
I wouldn't
He's-
even let you finish. Yes, the panic is real. I think
All
that's
right.
an inherent part of being an actor or an entertainer. Like, what is the
Amen.
next gig? And the whole time I'm working on a gig, I'm thinking, God, when is it over? I just want my Google Calendar to be empty.
Yeah.
Right.
But then once you get there and the Google Calendar is empty,
Yeah.
it's terrifying because
Right.
it's like, wait, I think it might be over.
I know.
think I
It
don't
never goes away.
know.
Dude, I
Yeah.
do the exact same thing where I'm like, can I just have like 5 days where there's nothing to fucking do, blah, blah, blah. And then you wake up on that first day of the 5 and you're like, where's all this
shit.
stuff I was...
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, Jack, I want to ask you, because we were talking about HBO before and stuff. How did Tenacious D, the show, how did that start? Obviously, you and Cage knew each other, but what was the genesis of that? I love the D.
Thank you.
I just want that as a soundbite. I want people to take that, me saying
I love the D.
And the D stands for?
The D stands for defense, but now it
Yes.
definitely sounds like it stands for dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But love the D.
Tenacious defense, yes.
It didn't.
Got
No one was
now.
saying the D back when we first started Tenacious D. That wasn't a thing until the late 2000s.
Yeah.
But anyway, it started. I was in the Actors Gang, and me and Kyle were both sort of musical people in that world, and we sort of started our own splinter group. I just went over to his house all the time. We smoked a bunch of weed and jammed, and we're just sort of best friends. And then we wanted to write the best song in the world and call it the best song in the world. And we just thought that was so dumb and so funny. And we worked on it for a while, and it wasn't quite gelling. The concept was wrong. And then we're like, oh, wait. And it clicked. We forgot the best song in the world. We did write it, but we weren't recording because we're stoners. And we're so mad. But, let's just write. So the song is a lament. We forgot. It's called a tribute. It's called Tribute to the greatest song in the world because we forgot
That's
it.
really funny.
And that, to this day, is still our flagship song. It was like back when we only had one song and it was Tribute. We've been chasing the dragon ever since.
Isn't that what the concept of the film was too? Or am I
Yes.
kind of yes,
The
right?
Pick of Destiny was definitely greatest song in the world centric, but that was actually more about Satan's tooth that was turned into a guitar pick. That is my pride and joy of that film because that's the only movie I've ever written, and even though it was a huge box office bomb, I couldn't have been more proud of it, and I did feel like it was the best movie ever made.
Is writing the hardest thing you've ever done?
It was the most satisfying and most fun. And that was the biggest tragedy, is that the movie wasn't a huge hit, because if it was a huge hit, I would have gone straight into the next thing that I would have written.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, talk to our buddy Justin Thoreau. He writes Tropic
Yeah.
Thunder, and he's not like dying to write, script after script after script. You know,
He could be.
it doesn't automatically just kind of make you Paddy Chayefsky.
That's true. But we did that, and
Take your time, man.
yeah, because
Here
now
comes the
I'm
tears.
lost.
Watch this, guys. Watch
I
this.
can't even remember where we
Your parents
started.
got divorced
Where did
when you were
Tenacious
very
D
young.
come from?
When you were very young.
Well,
your
that was
parents
it.
put up-
That was the first time. The first time I met
It's
you.
tribute.
First time-
But anyway, we had our one song, Tribute, that we
Yes.
wrote,
Yeah.
and we went and played our one song. A friend of ours said, "Hey, will you come open for me in downtown LA at a little club called Al's Bar?" And we're like, "Yeah." It was a buddy of mine, Steve Morimarco, gave us our big break at some like rat-infested bar. And there was 12 people in the audience, but they were kind of cool, drunk hipsters. And we rocked Tribute, and we rocked so hard. Like, we put all of our guts into it. And one of the drunk hipsters, it was just the Lord, was looking down upon us. David Cross just happened to be there.
Oh, wow.
That's what
Nice.
that's what I thought.
And he was like, "You guys are really funny, man. I'm David Cross, and I don't know
Did
if
he
you
hold
saw
for applause after he said that?
No,
Because I've seen him do
said
that.
I'm David Cross. He just is like, I have a comedy thing that I just started with my friend Bob Odenkirk. We do it. It's Mr. Show. Will you guys come down and open for us? Play that song." And we're like, "Yes." And we didn't have any idea who he was, and we didn't know about the Ben Stiller show or any of that stuff where he came from. We were just like, "We got another gig." Didn't matter what it was. It could have
Gas
been.
up the van.
And so that is really what led to the beginning of Tenacious D, because Bob and David gave us a sweet slot.
Mm-hmm.
And when they went to HBO to do Mr. Show, they brought us along and made us the little appetizer for their show.
That's great.
And that changed everything. And really, that's how I got High Fidelity. Then that's where School of Rock came from.
Oh, wow.
So that was a big turning point in my career.
Have you sent David a muffin basket or
Never even sent him. Yeah, nothing. He got nothing in return. But now I'm giving him a loving shout out.
That's
great
a pretty
shout out.
good. Yeah,
up there with
that's a
Hermosa
pretty big-
Beach and
the Hankies.
yeah.
But this is like, but it goes to show how fucking small all that, how connected.
Yeah,
you know,
everybody is.
David sees you. He's drunk at a bar. David being drunk at a bar is not that odd. But David's at a bar. He sees you, brings you with Bob to do the thing, and then you end up. And he had worked on the Ben Stiller show, and then years later, you and Ben worked together a bunch. You do it. The first thing I met you on was when you did Envy with Amy and
Yes.
Ben back in 2001, I think, or 2 or some shit like that. Like, and all those dots just connect. Everything is it's so small and connected. It's wild,
Yeah,
man.
like if anybody ever asked me, like, my sister will ask, like, I have this, my daughter has a friend. What advice would you give them? Or advice for all these young people trying to break into the business or actors? It's just like, you
Go
gotta
and
just
play
get
the
out
bar
there and
downtown.
do it.
Al's.
What's
Oh,
that?
sorry.
Play Alice. Play Alice as much as you can.
No, it's
Just get out there and just do it. You got to just constantly be out there, like, right? You were so young. How old were you when that happened?
23, 24, our first show. But no, Al's Bar was later. I was 27 when we played, something like that. 26, 27, I don't know.
It's tragic how arbitrary it is, for any of us. I mean, you can think back to the start of, and it's, if we were in the wrong place at that right time, it would have taken longer or maybe not at all. And you think about all the talented friends that we have that just they have not found that moment of access,
Are people championing you, like whether it's David seeing you or David Katz, seeing you, seeing that and recognizing that you're a kid who's got talent? Like,
No, as I said, the Chris Pratt episode, he was a waiter at the Bubblegum Shrimp thing in Maui. Some casting director or whatever
casting director saw him there, and he was like popcorn shrimp, barbecue shrimp, broiled shrimp, baked shrimp, shrimp gumbo, shrimp thing.
That's an old-fashioned Hollywood discovery story. You don't hear those very often.
The ones that take place at Bubba Shrimp.
The casting director just walking into Bubba Gump Shrimp. And
Right. Isn't that the craziest?
It's so insane, and the likelihood of them having mashed shrimp or shrimp casserole.
There goes Sean again. He loves a good food joke. Oh God, he's got the
God.
slide right next to the mic
See,
today.
it's Carrot Top. Oh, he's got it right next to him today.
What else is in the chest, Sean?
You guys should do. Sean, I was just thinking that you and Jack should do, because you both are such musical dudes.
Anything. We'll do
I'd
anything.
love to see you guys jam out on a musical comedy.
Let's do
that
it.
Would be fun.
That would be cool.
Well, wait, let's do a little. Call your Instagram friend up, and we'll do like a 10-second or 15-second little musical.
Sean just finished this. Sean just finished this play, Jack. He's going to Broadway soon, and he playing Oscar Levant, and he to rave reviews, by the way.
Thank you.
And,
That's very nice.
And it's a play, but he's also plays the piano on stage.
He's a classically trained pianist.
Yeah.
Whoa.
True story. Yeah,
Yeah.
knows how to do it all.
What's it called? Oscar Levant?
It's called Goodnight Oscar, and it's going to the Broadway.
Who wrote that?
Doug Wright. He's an amazing Pulitzer Prize-winning writer. He actually wrote a movie that's being shot right now with Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones.
Whoa. I just went and saw a play on Broadway. I saw
was
Hugh
it?
Jackman in The Music Man.
How was it? I want to see
how was
that.
it?
He was great, and it was great, and I was really jealous because I always thought that would be my play on Broadway.
Okay, so but
Oh,
why
really?
why wouldn't you do it? You have the voice, you have the stamina.
Can you imagine if you were going to see Hugh Jackman in The Music Man, they had a special announcement. Hugh has come down with COVID. Tonight's performance will be by almost as good Jack Black.
Oh, we got trouble, my friend.
Well, we got trouble right here in River City.
I'm an enormous Hugh Jackman fan, but let me tell you
who
something.
isn't?
I would love to see you play The Music Man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I'd be better than him, but I would bring some different things.
What about Joseph
about
with
Joseph?
the Technicolor Dreamcoat?
Yeah, or Jesus Christ Superstar for that.
Why not
matter.
Judas Christ? Yes, Judas.
That's the original rock opera.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, "Oh, it was Tommy by the Who," but really,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ Superstar, I think, was first, and it was a hard rocker.
JC, dude, go a ridge.
Down, down, ding, 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 down, down.
Wait, Jack, I would be in the pit playing in the little orchestra, tiny orchestra pit at this dinner theater. And when you got to the last song, which was Jesus Christ Superstar, right? And I would be playing the piano, and they'd be like, the director was like, you can just riff on the piano, like bang, go nuts, like rock. And I was like, okay, but I only knew how to riff in classical because I was classical.
Oh, boy. Disaster.
So it was so rinky dink, like Jesus Christ, take a superstar, take a hoodoo.
Oh, I bet it was great.
It was so embarrassingly bad.
I know what he's talking about too, the riff, because on the Broadway album, the original Broadway album, whoever was playing piano was going off on that.
Yeah, it was cool.
I remember coming over, Jack. I came over to the house a couple years ago with the boys, and you were doing your ice bath, and you were doing the Arctic plunge,
Yes.
right? And then we went downstairs, and you and the boys rocked out in your basement, and Jack's got headphones in there, so he doesn't blow everybody's ears.
Yeah, the drums get loud down there.
Do they play instruments, your kids?
Yeah. Sammy, my 15-year-old, has sort of lost interest in it, but now the 13-year-old Tommy, actually just turned 14, he's drumming like obsessively.
Oh, wow.
I
Really?
like the drums.
Like almost too much to where I get concerned, but I'm also just like, good, get obsessed.
Yeah.
Do play too
So
much.
you've got him on do you have him on the electric drums?
Dude,
You have him on the electric drums with the headphones?
I spoil him. He's got an electric drum set in his room. He's got the real drum set in the basement.
Right.
Because you really can't have a real drum set if you don't have a basement. You have
Right.
to have
Right.
you have to have an underground soundproofed shelter.
Getting back to the ice plunge, though, Willie, that's something that you do. And it's something that I've never understood because I feel like there's got to be damage going on when you drop your bits
Jack
and
does
pieces
it. He
into
keeps the
ice.
hot tub hot, and then he keeps the pool icy cold, right, Jack?
Just never heat the pool. It'll get cold enough.
I don't want to go in anything
I know,
cold.
Jack. I do the ice. I have a cold plunge pool.
So it gets even colder than not heating the pool in the winter.
I get it to like 39 degrees, and then I
Like
got
1 degree above freezing.
basically, and then I got and I got the sauna, so I heat up, and then
I just
and I
feel
sit
like
there for
there's
3 minutes.
got to be damage going on. The body can't
Dude,
like
yeah.
that kind of shock.
no.
Kevin Hart does that Cold as Balls show.
Does he? What's that? Where he's in the cold plunge?
It's an interview show where he only interviews people while they're soaking in an ice tub.
Is that right?
I should do that.
I've heard that ice plunge actually is great for anxiety.
Yeah. Amazing.
Really?
You know what? Here's the other thing. Most like anxiety, mental health, a lot of stuff, but also a lot of physical ailments, including, and I'm not saying it's a cure for cancer or anything. But all that stuff, it has to do with inflammation, and that cold water reduces inflammation, man. It's so good for you.
But don't you think it would be healthier and more safe if you did it slowly? Like if you just started with room temperature water and you slowly, like a frog in a boiling pot of water, that whatever that saying is. But like, I just think the shock of going in there, isn't there a risk of a heart attack? That kind of stress?
No.
I hear you.
Okay. No.
Like a true American, I'm going to wait for the pill to reduce my inflammation.
Yes, that's you know what it is. It's called Advil. They got it.
Yeah, got it. It's a
Jack, we've taken up way too much of your time, man.
Yes.
Is that it?
Dude,
I love it.
It's been so great having
Love you guys.
What a
Thank you,
dear
dude.
man.
Love you, man. You're the best.
Hey, when I first heard you guys, I was like, oh shit, I should try and get on that show. But then I realized I don't like to do shows because I get too nervous for shows. I only really ever do shows if I have to promote something.
I'm the same.
But this was always on my bucket list. It's like, I got to do that show.
Oh, and you
before
were
I
on
die.
ours.
So it's
You were on
really
all of our
fun.
lists.
It should be known there was a lot of schedule stuff over the last year and a half. We tried to get you a few times because we wanted you. I wanted you big time bad. So you can ask your peeps.
I fought it, but man, was I wrong? I mean, look, this was great.
But ask our mutual peep. And then there was a lot of sketch.
And I had to look you up right when you came on.
Jack, we love you.
Yeah, Jack,
Dude,
you're the best,
The
man.
feeling is much.
Yeah.
Quick plug on the way out the door. No, just
Yeah,
kidding. I don't have
quick
anything
plug.
else to
If you
plug.
have anybody else you'd like to throw a plug.
Yeah.
Jack,
Yes.
love you.
Thank you, Jack.
Mean
Love
it.
you.
Mwah.
Thanks, buddy.
Mwah.
Bye, pal. Say hi to Kyle, please.
I will
Yeah.
say hi to Kaya. He's going to be jealous that I partied with you guys without
I
him.
know.
Let's do a one for old time's sake poker game one
would
of these
love
days.
that.
Let's do it. Let's
That'd be
do
so
that.
fun.
All right, cool.
All right, Pally.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye,
Ciao,
Jackie.
ciao,
Bye,
ciao,
bud.
ciao, 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 ciao.
He was on my list, Jack.
He was on my list, and then we did for real have some sketch issues in the great Louis K, who we all love and adore,
Great shout out.
but also had a tough time pulling that together because of sketch. And I don't want to throw Louis under the bus again.
Oh, you have the same publicist?
Yeah.
Oh.
But he's also, a friend, and
Right. But if he was a better publicist, probably would have put him on the show earlier. But
probably right.
listen, Louis K is, he does the best he can. He's still working on getting a full last name, but so he's busy.
Well, time to
How great is Jack? though?
That Jack Black, I'd like more Jack Black in my life.
He's such a mega talent, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's one of those people too. Like he can make you laugh with just one word, like
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the way he uses his face or whatever.
Or
It's
just like a
I
look.
just start grinning as soon as I see him because he's so comfy in his skin and he's just
I know.
it's a
He's
smooth
like
dude.
Farrell. He falls into that category with me with Farrell. Where anytime Will walks in the room, you're always like, oh my God. And you just see him. And I feel the same way about Jack.
yeah, same.
agree.
He's fantastic. He's been in so many hit movies. It's
Well,
kind of
and
amazing.
there were a lot more movies that he would be in back. What was it? 10 years ago when comedies they used to make a lot more comedies. I just don't get why they don't do that.
Well,
they don't make
really
sitcoms anymore, and they don't make comedies studios
They don't make
anymore.
movies anymore.
Yeah.
Well, they don't really make movies anymore.
Well, let me tell you something. You know what's doing really well is sci-fi, and Jack says he wants to do sci-fi.
Yeah.
I
So
would
they
love to
should
see
do a-
Jack doing sci-fi.
Jack starring in a big sci-fi. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that would
now
be
what
huge.
would you call a sci-fi comedy? And let's try to work by into this title of this sci-fi
Okay.
comedy.
Oh, wow. You're just saying it out loud.
yeah,
You're
no,
just
let's-
saying
you know,
it, just
yeah, we're just-
identifying
like a
it.
sci-fi?
Yeah, I think the audience is smart enough. They know we're not going to
Did I
sneak
mention
up.
Jack's? He's got Kung Fu Panda on Netflix. I just wanted to say
Yeah,
that for
Kung
his
Fu-
benefit because he never would say it.
But you know what, Jason? Back to your point. You know what rhymes with
Shaw's got
sci-fi?
it. Shaw's got
Well,
it.
no, he does know. He just said it out loud.
Yeah.
Are you just going to say bi-fi?
No, it's going to say sci-fi.
No. We have to come up with a title. What is the title of a science fiction comedy?
Okay.
Holy shit. No, hang on. Before we get to that, I just need to get to, Sean, you were just going to replace it with bi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he
You were
was
just gonna
he's
say
about to say
sci-fi?
by aliens. By aliens.
By aliens.
No, it doesn't work.
Balians.
Do better.
Aliens.
No, how about star buyers? No.
What?
Holy
what about
fuck.
Star Trek? Bye.
Oh, my God. What the fuck is
No,
happening?
I'm mocking Sean here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you?
I like sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi doesn't even make sense.
What about you, Will?
Yeah, because it's at the end.
Let's have what's a classic? How about 2001 Space Biology? No, no.
How about Bicentennial Man?
Oh, yes. Right on with Robin Williams.
Okay, there it is.
Bicentennial.
Bicentennial Man.
You guys are the worst.
SmartLess is 100% organic and artisanally handcrafted by Bennett Barbaco, Michael Grant Terry, and Rob Armjarf.
SmartLess.